Yo, I stream yard on some bullshit. So y'all make sure put in the chat if y'all can hear me. Just make sure we good. I don't plan on being here long. Y'all know this kind of outside of what I do, what I've been doing recently. But I want to get into some shit real quick though. As it pertains to the league, because there's certain narratives that I've been hearing with people. What up with you, Astro? Appreciate you, bro. Look at Astro pulling up. Shout out to Astro, man, pulling up to the argument league. What's good with you? But I do want to address some. I want to address some narratives real quick about the league, about where it is now, how long it's been around, that type of shit, right? Because I think people are confused. It's a lot of confusion about what success is supposed to look like. Uh, it really is, and as much as niggas on YouTube be wanting to be like, man, I don't, I ain't like, the popular shit, fuck mainstream shit, fuck the shit that they tell you to like. But niggas move just like they do. You know what I'm saying? Niggas move just like they do. And the niggas on YouTube be looking for instant gratification the same way that niggas in society do. Like, cause I'm gonna be the first one. Y'all hate me as much as you want, but I'm gonna tell y'all niggas, as much as niggas be wanting to be like they not like mainstream shit, all y'all do is bring mainstream shit to YouTube. For being honest. And when it comes to the league, it's a conversation about how long the league been around and whether or not that means that the league can be successful. You hear a lot of people talking about y'all been around for this long. They didn't have 4 seasons. They ain't figured it out by now. I mean, it's coming from multiple directions, so it ain't even just one person saying this. It's multiple people that's talking about they didn't have 4 seasons and they still ain't. But that thinking, like that approach to understanding what we doing with the league is short sighted as fuck. A part of the reason that got me even thinking about this shit is I'm watching Winning Time. Y'all know, anybody that's been watching the league know I'm a huge Laker fan. You feel me? Both me and my son were born the year Lakers won the championship, so it's in our blood. Um, and watching Winning Time, it's a very interesting part of the like as the Lakers, Jerry Buss buying the Lakers, the state of the Lakers at that time, the state of the NBA at that time, and what that meant, right? Because anybody that know the history of the NBA, the '70s was trash for the NBA. As much as we got a lot of legends that came out of that came out of the '50s, '60s, and '70s, but they was only legends because everybody else in the league was trash. And the more popular the NBA got, or the more black players that began to play in the NBA, the image of the NBA began to be about like because they associated drug use and poverty and that type of shit with black people. So when you got black players taking over the NBA, they assume that the NBA is a league full of drug users. Shout out to Dad. And so before the Lakers, before Jerry Buss got the Lakers, and before the Lakers became the Showtime Lakers, the NBA was in the shitter, and the Lakers was actually one of the most unpopular teams, least successful teams. I mean, all they really had at the time when Magic got there was Kareem, but the NBA that existed in the '70s before Magic showed up to the Lakers was trash. Really, before the ABA merger, a lot of like the NBA in terms of its popularity was not something that wasn't a money maker. It wasn't a huge industry. It wasn't the concept of professional basketball was not something that got people excited. It wasn't the money maker that it is today. And this is after the NBA had been around for 15, 20 years. Niggas is looking at SVDL and saying that SVDL for the 4 years that we done been on use that we done been around doing this shit that we be doing, that within that 4 years, because that shit ain't because it ain't became a million view channel, 100,000 view channel, or whatever, then that means that it's a failure. Both the NBA and the NFL, the National Football League, two of the biggest money making institutions in the world, really, for the most part, within the first decade of their existence, were not popular. The NBA and the NFL before the mergers with the ABA and before the mergers with the AFL, that they were struggling organizations. And if niggas operated from the same logic, or I say really the white folk that pushed the NBA and the NFL, if they operated from the same logic that niggas is operate on YouTube, they would have said that the NBA was a failure, that the NFL was a failure. And those things, and before they became popular, before they became really lucrative, they existed for a decade. Think about that. You had 10 years of the NFL being on the verge of complete collapse due to financial strain and the lack of popularity. Same thing with the NBA, on the strain of complete collapse due to image issues, financial concerns, and the lack of popularity. That's the NFL and the NBA. So when we listening to these people, and motherfuckers is like the 4 years that the SVDL done been around. That damn, it's been 4 years. 4 years is a long time for y'all. 4 years, yeah, motherfucker. Listen, it takes 4 years just to get a college degree, and that's it. And that starts you off at the beginning. It takes 4 years just to get a high school degree. It takes time to develop whatever. And if motherfuckers is saying that 4 years is enough time to build a organization, a league, a infrastructure that can expand beyond just YouTube and expand beyond what niggas is like individual pages and what niggas is doing individually. Niggas got a lot to learn, bro. I remember I was having a conversation with Anonymous when he was planning on leaving, and what he was saying is like if you invest, he because Anonymous make money like that nigga, whatever he doing he eating, and he was like, the way he look at it is anything involved in investing his time or money in, he give it 4 years, and if it's not showing an investment or showing a return within that 4 years, he looks at it as like a loss. But something with the potential of Solar Vision Debate League can't have that type of understanding. And I'm gonna get into why, but I want to talk about this infrastructure shit first. I want to talk about this time shit first because that's always what people try to look at as like the nail in the coffin. Y'all been doing this for this long and y'all ain't. I mean, it's coming from people who done been on YouTube 10 plus years and really, if we being honest, ain't got shit to show for it or very little. To being honest, and this ain't no shot to nobody, but we gonna stand on what it is that we represent. And so even if we use the real world as an example of how things move or how things move on YouTube with the league, this is in line in what it takes to build something like what it is today. Even if we take it outside of battle rap, or excuse me, outside of sports, and look at battle rap, Smack DVD and what URL TV is today, we're talking two different things. And Smack DVD was around for a decade before Smack DVD became URL. And even with how we look at and pay attention to battle rap, URL and battle rappers are just now starting to make big money. specifically with caffeine and other investors and other people getting involved, being able to pay bigger contracts to these battlers. They just now. You ready to get out? All done? Oh no, you still eating. Huh. Huh. URL TV. Drake, who watched Smack DVDs, put them on 20 years after he saw his first Smack DVD, and got them hooked up with Caffeine, which is a app-based platform to where Caffeine invested in URL TV. They do a lot of their battles on there, and they're able to play. They're able to do that. They're able to do more events and able to pay battlers much more money than they did 20 years ago. Wasn't nobody saying Smack was a failure with the DVDs because 10 years from DVDs he started a rap league, and them niggas wasn't eating like they eating today. That shit take time. Anybody that's building knows that it takes time to create to build an organization like the URL, like the NBA, like the NFL, like the NHL. This shit take time. And so this whole conversation of the 4 years that it took, it show you that we dealing with, and even the people that used to be a part of the league, they was more consumers than they were builders. Their participation with the league required that they get something out of it, whether it was, and Suave was kind of speaking to this earlier, whether it was that they got, a recognition, that they had quote unquote clout. Because I remember I ain't never heard that the word clout used as much as it did when I first joined SVDL. So niggas needed some type of, their participation had to be situated with some type of, I need to get something out of it in order for niggas to fuck with it. That's a consumer mindset. It's like an hour. It's the hourly worker mindset. I come in, I give you an hour of my time, you give me $15, $20. In order to build the league, niggas had to have an entrepreneurial mindset. I've been saying since I've been over here, and I guess my benefit was that I did this for the praise and the accolades and the trophies, and I already did that. I already did that. So like I ain't need the praise from niggas on YouTube. Shit, like I've been in the paper. I done been on the news. You know what I'm saying? I'm good for debate. So I'm good. So I got the advantage of not really needing the validation from the chat or validation from other niggas on YouTube in order for me to participate. Because I want to see this bigger than that. And that's because I know it's so many black people that enjoy the activity of debate just from what I experience. But because those spaces, like most debate spaces, are so white, they dictated and dominated by white pathology, by white understanding, by white practices, by white people. So for those reasons, I'm not bothered by the fact that we've been doing this for 4 years. I'm actually encouraged by the fact that we've been doing this for 4 years. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Say hi. Say hi. Don't get quiet now. Say hi. Yeah. But 4 years ain't shit. 4 years ain't shit. I'm encouraged by the fact that we lasted 4 years because to everybody that either threatened to start a debate league, claim to have started a debate league, or claim that they got a debate league now, none of them can say that they did 4 straight seasons. That they've had four playoffs, that they had 4 championships. Nobody. Niggas can say that they do debates on YouTube. Niggas can say that they set up debates on YouTube. Niggas can say that they set up conversations on YouTube. Can't nobody say that they've maintained competition, structured competition for 4 years though. And that's just the reality of it. So I'm excited. I'm proud of the fact that, and this is a part of the reason why this is called survivor's remorse, because I'm proud of the fact that nigga we going into, even with who we going into the playoffs with, because niggas was like, ah, they Rabbi Lewis in the playoffs. This nigga's in the playoffs. That nigga's. You're not there though. Who gives a fuck about the? Who gives a fuck about who got something to say about who's in the league? And this is gonna come. This is gonna become important in just a second. This is gonna become important in just a second because niggas is talking about who's in the league now, but you ain't talking about the playoffs for nobody else. And let's understand the respect for SVDL, even with the people who ain't over here. I hear how people talk about the league, ex niggas that talk about the league. They miss it. If we being 100% honest, niggas talk about, man, this season was dope, or this season was dope, or this. Niggas miss it. But because it's easier to blame everything else than actually say, damn, I could have contributed more. I could have better been a I could have been a better member. I could have done more for the growth of the league. It's easier just to say, but the league fell off. Niggas got the nerve to be talking about what the league could have been. It's still here. The league ain't gone. And what it can be can still be that. It ain't a motherfucker that left that impacted the league enough to where it mattered that they gone. Not one. And look, niggas can say Taz, cause fucking with Taz, niggas, like the numbers was getting over 100 and all that other shit. But when Taz left, the numbers left. So that means that shit didn't help the league. That was just Taz bringing his clique with him. And when he left, they left. But that's how you know he didn't impact the league, because if him leaving means that audience leaves, then he didn't bring that. That wasn't something that we was benefiting from. They was only here because Taz was here. They wasn't here to see debates. They wasn't here to see the conversation. They wasn't here to take part in the idea of competitive debates, judge competitive debates. It was more of like, oh, Taz is over here debating. Well, cool. We gonna come over here and fuck with y'all too. Oh, Taz ain't over here no more debating. Okay, well, cool. We ain't fucking with y'all no more either. That don't help the league. Like that type of audience don't help this. What we doing. And that goes for anybody else that left because of because one individual decided to leave. If you left because Lex, if you left because Rob, if you left because anybody else that didn't took off. And then talk about what that one person did for the league. Yo, if you left with them, you was here because of them. Facts. Karaya said, as we don't need followers. We want people that fuck with the idea of competitive debates. Same way niggas fuck with, battle rap or watch for that reason. They want to see the competition. Yeah, niggas gonna have they favorite debaters, but we here for the competition. And going back to the conversation about winning time and using the Lakers and the NBA as an example of why SVDL is actually right on track for what they need to do. If we look at the NBA and the NFL, what was the transition that made it popular? How did the NBA go from something that was on the verge to failure to then all of a sudden being one of the biggest, most popular brands in the world? Anybody know the answer to that? Can y'all put it in? Can anybody guess what made the NBA go from something that was on the edge of collapse to one of the biggest brands in the world? Say it with me. Talent. 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 The NBA became popular because of talent. And not just one individual, because they always had one or two stars. It was when the talent became competitive. It's the reason why Bill Russell won 11 championships. It's the reason why Kareem won what 6 MVPs. Why niggas like Bob Cousy and Jerry West, why these niggas like Big O, why he was able to average a triple double? They was playing against scrubs. You had a couple great stars, and the rest of the teams in the NBA was trash. The greatest thing that ever happened to the NBA was Magic versus Bird. Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird saved the NBA. They saved the NBA. People wanted to see the competition. They wanted to see the high level of competition that you saw with two of the greatest college basketball stars at that time. Talent is what saved the NBA. Talent is what saved the NFL. Guess what we haven't had in abundance in SVDL? Talent. We've had participants. And talent don't mean everybody's just a super scholar debater out of break. No, because it's a little different with when we're talking about a physical talent like sports and intellectual and mental talents or intangible talents like debating, like rhetoric and intellect. Right, those are intangible talents. The problem with SVDL is nobody wanted to fucking get better. The problem with SVDL is nobody wanted to get fucking better. They came to the league thinking they was undefeated in every debate that they ever been in. They came to the league thinking that they had the answer to every argument that could ever be made. And so when somebody finally told them, ah, when somebody was like, nah, that ain't it, niggas couldn't take it. Niggas couldn't handle it. They couldn't deal with the fact that the identity that they had, the competitive skill that they thought they had, somebody was telling them it's not what you think it is, pimping. And niggas couldn't handle it. That's why niggas left. People will try to tell you that niggas left because they was being mistreated. Niggas left because they was being rigged out of debates. Niggas left because they wasn't other niggas was treated better than other niggas. That shit's a lie. Cause we can go down the list. I mean, and I fuck with a lot of these niggas in real life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I fuck with them like I fuck with you, like for real. Like, you know what I mean? Some niggas got my number. Some niggas I'm cool. Like I actually, you know what I mean, accepted friends on Facebook. You know what I mean? So some of these niggas is just like, hey, it is what it is. Just some YouTube shit. Live your life. But I can go through the reasons and the events. I'm the unofficial SVDL historian. We can go through the reasons why niggas left, and I guarantee you, it's not because niggas was mistreated. Because everybody that left, or majority of the niggas that left, were some of the most I guess popular for what we had. They were the niggas that had the ear of the audience that we had at the time. They were the niggas that was treated the best. They were the niggas that got championships. They was the niggas that you know what I'm saying that had fans in the not like for real. Even out of me, Suave and Blue and the other niggas that left, we ain't never really had the type of fans that the niggas that left had. To this day, it's niggas that say I'm the reason that the league sucks. To this day, and I ain't never been champion. I've been here 3 years, 3 seasons. I ain't never been champion, but I'm the reason why the league sucks. The issue is that niggas was okay with mediocrity. They didn't want to improve. They didn't want to. How could I make my debate better? They thought what they did was enough. Suave fall victim to that too. He stick around and he, you know what I'm saying, he still do his thing. He represent for the league, but Suave is just the type of nigga that he got some of them same habits as the rest of them niggas, but he fuck with the league enough to not let that shit take up. Cause I mean that's another nigga that think he won every debate and he ain't never wrong and you You know what I'm saying? That's why a nigga would rather say that people favor Damo instead of just being like, this is how I could get better. Niggas would rather say I got cheated. Niggas would rather say I got, you know what I'm saying, I'm mistreated. Niggas would rather say the judges are popular instead of saying I can get better. And that's why the league ain't been where it could be. Because we ain't had enough people over here that give a fuck enough about the craft of debating to improve and get better and display that. It's no, either I win on what I say or I quit. And that's on top of the niggas that really, I mean, it's been a bunch of niggas that came over here only because they homies was over here, and then when they homies left, they left. They was only fucking with the league because the niggas that they fuck with the league, and then when they left, and that's why it's like, bro, multiple times. It's certain niggas, and again, I ain't gonna say no names, but it's certain niggas that quit only when other niggas quit, and they come back when other niggas come back. These are not losses, people. These are people that can't build and that can't and contribute to what it is that we building. And if you're saying, well, after 4 years, let's look at the impact that individual left. Anybody that left, I dare you to bring up to talk about the impact that they've had in terms of the structure of the league, not whether or not they could get views, not whether or not they had people in the comments doing a hashtag and saying their name. What was the impact, the legacy on the league that was left? How many iconic debates have niggas had to where it's like, not the ones where I agree with this person, so I'm gonna go back and I'm talking about yo, this information was so prolific, the way that these two people engaged each other. Ashton, or anybody that's been listening to a lot of the niggas that left. Only thing I can recall, like in terms of niggas' legacy after they left, was other niggas literally just talking shit about the league, like this was the best person, and they left. But if it was the best person and they was doing all of this shit for the league, why did the people that fuck with them leave with them? Because it wasn't about the league. It wasn't about the league. It was about all other type of personal shit. The league has not had. I don't give a fuck who been over here. I don't give a fuck how many views the niggas that been over here that had. This league ain't had enough niggas with the talent and the hard work to be better. To actually say that they contributed to the league. They haven't. Wake up. Wake up. You ain't get. Well, I guess it's 8:30. I guess it's 8:30. Wait till mama get back. You ain't going to sleep yet. No, don't go to sleep yet. Listen to Dada. Say hi to the people. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? You ain't that sleepy. But yeah, man, we ain't had no like if look if well you can't have the headset. Yeah, you can't have the headset. Yeah, you can take the take this. What can I get you? Me a bottle. Huh. I said say hi, not take the headset. There you go. Nigga, I pulled up over this motherfucker like Magic Johnson, straight out of fucking college, straight out of Michigan. I ain't had no Larry Bird. I ain't had no Larry Bird. I ain't had nobody that could create the type of rivalry that we could establish the league based off of. We know who that could have been. It could have been, but like all the top niggas, I never debate all of these niggas that niggas say, oh, the fact that they left I ain't debate other than Lex. I ain't debate Anonymous. I ain't debate the other niggas. Chris, I ain't debate these niggas. I ain't had. I was a. If we looking at the league, drawing the parallels between the NBA and SVDL, I came in this motherfucker like Magic fresh out of college. I ain't had no Larry Bird. Nobody stepped up to be that on no debate shit. Not on no debate shit. Niggas wanted to attack me personally. Niggas came for my family. Niggas was talking shit about the fact that my wife is East African, saying she wasn't black. Niggas said that they would kill my family. Oh, that's what niggas was dealing with. That's what was getting views. But remember, this is a debate league. It's a debate league. And if you see, like for example, with the drama now, like shit kind of calming down. Shit kind of, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, let me peek my head out now that the bullets is done flying, or at least the bullets done slowed down. Let me peek my head out and speak to, you know what I mean, kind of the conversation that's been happening. But that shit ain't sustainable though. Have anybody else noticed that anytime that it's like this huge YouTube beef, it always get to a point where it leaves like a gaping, you know what I'm saying, void, like a hole. Like once the beef die down, it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess what do we do next? And that's cool, like for anybody just like doing, you know what I'm saying, doing YouTube the way that like the way niggas do YouTube on YouTube, like, oh, you got a beef channel, that's cool, like that's a thing, beef channels, that's the thing. You can get views with that shit, beef channels. You can get views with that shit. But if the channel that you operating on has a different purpose than that, and you doing beef content, and everybody surrounding the league is doing beef content and not debate content, then that means when the beef is gone, the hype is gone. When the shit talking is gone, when the insults is gone, when the threats is gone, the hype is gone. So in order for the league to actually be bigger than what it is now, we needed talent that could display levels of debate acumen, or at least show the growth in levels of debate acumen in ways that would get people excited about debate, not about other shit. And if we're talking about where the league is, it's been because the people that's been participating ain't understood that. We had enough niggas that understood that. And the niggas that do understand it aren't the niggas that get, you know what I'm saying, with like whatever hype that all the other niggas get. That's the reality of it. Like people want to act like, well, because the league is growing or whatever, that like it's gotten to this type of point. That's not what it is though. It's literally that the motherfuckers that been around this motherfucker ain't had the talent or the determination to develop the acumen to actually get hype around the shit that we do. But he sleep. He just went to sleep. Yeah. No, I was about to take him upstairs. No, no. Yeah, he right here. He just fell asleep. I tried to keep him up, but then I saw it was like 8:30, so it was like, yeah, he ate the rest of the chicken nuggets. Hold on, real quick, yeah, my fault. My fault. I gotta lay the youngin down real quick. He usually be up a little bit longer than this, but I woke him up working today, and so this nigga he sleep kind of early. Let me put him down. Yeah, I hear the music in the back. Here we go. All right. Funny thing about it is I forgot back during the pandemic and shit, we used to be on streams, and I would hold him, just why you getting tired when he fussy, and he would fall asleep while I'm talking shit to niggas on streams. So it only made sense that when we was chilling today, just now while I was holding him, of course he fell asleep because me talking shit is my niggas lullaby. But as I was saying, yeah, like I said, I wasn't trying to be on here too long. But what as I was saying, it's a question of talent and watching Winning Time is showing me that we ain't had enough niggas who gave a fuck about that part of it. They thought that they was already a talent on YouTube, but the reality of it was SVDL started as a place for niggas who wasn't accept or didn't know the niggas on other platforms. They can come over here because you didn't need to have a name to debate. That's the only reason them niggas was around. If we being honest, the only reason that the season 1, season 2 niggas, they was niggas that wasn't acceptable. They was chat rats on bigger platforms, but they could come to SVDL and really get their shit off. Only reason them niggas was over here. And I think it's something extremely interesting that motherfucking that Swab pointed out earlier. And that's all the niggas that used to talk shit about Sonetta and talk about how that was an evil platform and how Israelites shouldn't go over. All them niggas is over there now. Like Yara, he's calling out, said, doing all the YouTube shit. That's why them niggas was useless over here, because that's really what they wanted. Ain't nobody else noticed that all the niggas that was over here, all they simply did was the same conversations they was having over here for 3 years. Once it got played out over here, they just took it somewhere else. That's all, and it's gonna get played out over there too, and they gonna be left behind over there. And again, this ain't no diss to Sonetta. I ain't got no beef with Sonetta. I ain't got no beef with this platform. I watch this platform, and what I've routinely noticed is that the only niggas who talk who when I first came into this league, the only niggas now that what I'm seeing is that the niggas that talked shit about Sonetta was niggas who really just wanted to be over there. That's it. And the only reason they fucked with SVDL is because they couldn't get over there. Because when they was participating in this motherfucker, that was the devil's platform. And it's like y'all niggas ain't got no real ethics or morals, or y'all really don't stand on shit. It's all about convenience, and I get it. I get it. Niggas see them between 600 to 2,000 views, and they think, yeah, shit, let's just make it easy. Let me just get on the platform. But at the end of the day, though, have fun. Do what y'all do on YouTube. Nobody's telling niggas not to go to other places since they ain't fucking around over here no more. Just keep SVDL name at y'all mouth. Just keep SVDL name at y'all mouth. Y'all didn't have the talent to build a platform, so y'all want to be used as a talent for somebody else shit, for an established platform. Cool. I'm glad that SVDL was able to get you niggas enough attention that other platforms find y'all worth even having y'all on there. So kudos, you know what I'm saying? Like kudos for that. Because again, like, who gives a fuck what other platforms niggas go on? This is to be for real. It's about the principle. Because what I'm seeing is the only reason niggas talk shit about signing at a platform was because they couldn't get on that motherfucker. Yikes. Yikes. When niggas had the opportunity to build, they whined and complained. And that's cool. Shit be like that. I get it. But what needs to be understood is not a motherfucker that left this bitch had the talent, had the acumen, or had the discipline to be good enough or to work to be good enough to make this platform a bigger platform than what it is. Niggas talking about, oh yeah, Damo the best nigga over there. It doesn't mean anything if I don't have the competition. It doesn't mean I don't give a fuck about being the best. It's because I'm only as good as the niggas that's I'm competing against. Big O was was phenomenal because he was going up against plumbers, niggas that was playing basketball as a side job. That's why we need to create and build on the type of talent that literally can create the type of energy that we saw with Bird and Magic, that we saw with Magic and Isaiah, that we saw with Jordan and Isaiah. These marquee matchups that get people. I ain't about to be on here long, but I dropped the link for the commission. Um, Marquee matchups that get people like, yo, y'all see the next debate coming up? Because if we being for real, the first hype that the SVDL was built on was Israelite versus Christian hype, or that's Old Testament versus New Testament hype. Then it was anti-Bible versus Bible hype. Then it was uh, season 3 it was a personal beef hype, right? That's when it was I'm gonna do a stream on you and I'm gonna talk shit about your family and that's what season 3 was. Personal beef hype. Not the debates, it was personal beef hype. I'm only gonna debate you to talk about the you know what I'm saying, to talk about the beef. I'm only gonna debate you so I could talk shit about you on another platform. Real talent means that the hype that's built is built off the skill that's being displayed, not what motherfuckers agree with. Hold on, we got the commissioner in the building. What's good with you, Solar?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, man? You on another rant right now talking about
Yeah, well, cause it was two things, bro. You know, I've been watching Winning Time, the show about Magic joining the Lakers, like the start of the Showtime Lakers, which
Mhm.
also heralded the kind of the beginning, like that Showtime era of the NBA is
Right.
is what helped the NBA become popular enough to sustain itself. So you know, what I mean, explaining to the people that motherfuckers talking about we been here for 4 seasons and you know we still where we at. It's like the NBA was around for 10 seasons before it became a fraction of what it is today.
Yeah.
So like you're not saying nothing. But then also the point that I was making was that even when we look at its development, we haven't had really enough niggas to enough. We got like you know me and you we've talked about this. We ain't had like from my perspective we ain't had the talent to make it, you know what I'm saying, to build on, to build
Yeah.
the proper narratives around.
Right.
Because the niggas that have the charisma, the niggas that have, you know,
Hmm.
the mic skills to be able to be good, they more focused on just the basic YouTube shit.
Right.
So, you know, niggas can't take losses.
Right.
Niggas, which means when a nigga can't take a loss, a nigga can't build to be better. A nigga
Hmm.
won't work on their skill. right? It's like a nigga that won't work on his left hand. He only drive to the right. That right hand layup all day. That shit keep getting blocked, and all he keep doing is calling fouls.
Right.
Instead of working on that left hand, instead of working on that left hand, niggas is just talking about, hey, he keep fouling me, bro. If you don't drive with that other hand,
Mm-hmm.
nah, but he keep fouling me, and that's what we dealing with.
Right.
That's why the talent ain't there.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
how often, like, and then I'll say this, and I'll let you chime in. How often do you hear is the first thing people complain about when they about what they don't like about the league is the judges.
Mm-hmm.
It's never a debate, bro. Like I say, I've been doing this for 15 plus years, bro. I've been doing this 15 in terms of competing. Well, I mean, I had competed up until 2014. Then after 2014, I was coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how, and I'm still like I learned from what's that nigga name? Orthodox. I learned from Orthodox Moore. I learned from Chris. I learned from Lex. I learned from Yara. I learned from all these niggas. And I myself, who's somebody who studied the craft of debate, is like, yo, YouTube is a unique place. When Taz told me straight up, this ain't Oklahoma, I learned from that. As much as I was upset about that loss, I still took what I could to be better and applied it in how I moved this season. That's why I'm the best. Because I don't sit around blaming other niggas instead of thinking, what could I have done to actually pull that debate out? Outside of what I think got done wrong, whatever, what could I have done differently? And because not enough niggas over here think that way, because like even some niggas that stayed, like I said, Suave fall victim to this often. Instead of thinking how could I be better, the first thing a nigga want to do is blame everything else. That's the reason why the league ain't really got to where it. Well, I mean, like I said, it's growing. But if we talking about what's been the issue right now, just like the issue in the NBA was talent at that time, ain't have enough niggas to make it exciting. I think that's something that we need to start to kind of comprehend and understand over this way.
Right. Yeah. 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 I agree. I agree. I'll even take it a step further, as far as how you approached it was supposed to be how everybody approached it. Now you're dealing with an individual that um, really did this. He really debated in college. He really um, understood what a system or a structured debate was and what was required to have a structured debate. Coming into a situation where this was something that was developing. So never before that this was done in a manner in which it in the way it was being done in the space that it was being done. So all that needed to be taken into consideration when you wanted to be a part of this debate league. So um when we're talking about, this is me even engaging the judging aspect of it, because obviously since it's new, there's going to be certain things that we got to learn as we're moving forward. There's certain things that we can grow from. There's certain mistakes that's going to be made because nobody wants to do it. You know, nobody wants to have just for the reasons that you've seen. You know, the reasons that you've seen. Um, they can't handle the fact that somebody's saying that you lost, and what that with that mentality, them coming into this space, they automatically begin to talk about, and I always say this all the time, how they were undefeated. All the debaters were undefeated. Every single last debater when they came in was talking about how they was undefeated. So already that was kind of creating a certain type of atmosphere that when they get there, I say this in quotes, first loss, like this is somebody that's saying that you lost, it's going to be issues. We don't have people like, um, um, what's his name? The Lord Abba Taharka Bay was over here, season 1. Black Jesus Minister, Gorilla Hebrew. You know, now I would take Gorilla Hebrew out of this because he didn't lose. You know, but yeah, all the other ones, yeah, they lost and they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle, saying that you lost. Now, if they were trying to build the league, because I almost say it all the time, he don't believe he lost to Orthodox more. He don't believe that he lost to Taz. He don't believe, you know what I'm saying? But he understand that, okay, um, if this idea is to grow into something, you know what I mean? It's to grow into something, then yeah, these are some of the things that we have to go through along the way into developing this into something that is going to be monumental. It's going to be great. They don't project. They worry about the now. That's why they'll leave and come back, because they worry about the now. Oh, I lost to Chris Harris season. He quit and came back. You know what I'm saying? He quit
Yeah.
season 1 when he lost. Chris Harris quit season 1 after his loss to G-Con. Cursed me out. You know what I'm saying? Came back. Same thing with Anonymous Hero. Quit, came back. Because they worried about that now, that moment, you know? Whereas though it's like, yeah, you project and you want to see and you want to say, okay, the idea is what we're focused in on. Just because you lost the debate don't mean that your religion is wrong or what you know what I'm saying? Just because you lost a debate doesn't mean that, your particular political perspective is wrong, or that the person is even better than you as an overall debater. He just was at that time was able to convince the judges of a particular argument. Yeah. So
Yeah,
so so like this is
niggas
like
take
this is
that shit whole personal.
yeah, they take it to the heart, and then it's like that's why it's like, it turns into a whole thing where it's like now directed towards, okay, yeah, we're gonna, we're learning at the same time. We had to create what they call the first rule was the Gorilla Hebrew rule. He had all his chat members coming in and they was voting like, because I was very liberal with the judging initially, very liberal. Okay, we'll let the people, we'll let the peers, and we'll have a judge decide. But you know what happened? It was like the peers was clicking up. Not one time in season 1 that a New Testament Israelite voted for an Old Testament Israelite. Not once.
Not
So
once.
out of the whole season, they could not say, well, okay, even though I'm a New Testament Hebrew, that Old Testament Hebrew had the better argument.
Had a
Not
good argument.
once.
Yeah.
Not
Not
once
one time.
did an Old Testament Hebrew vote for a New Testament Hebrew out of the whole season.
Out of the
They
whole
could not
season.
say they couldn't point to one debate to say that, well, that New Testament Hebrew had a better argument. No, it was this war going on. Now it's entertaining,
Right.
but in terms of them seeing a bigger picture, like I know I got my religion, and at home, I practice my Israelite religion. I go to I don't say the synagogue, but you got the Israelite churches and things of that nature, whatever their places of worship and things of that nature.
Yeah.
That's not being affected. I'm just on here having a little bit of fun and debating at the same time, giving some information.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They didn't see it that way. They seen it like, oh, if I lost, that means that he is
God
right
ain't
about
real.
today. So it turned into this like crusade, you know, Old Testament, New Testament crusade, where they and then when it's like somebody voted against them, oh yeah, well, fuck that league and blah 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 blah. That's because they didn't see the bigger picture. I wasn't on the note like, yeah, I'm designing this to attack Israelites. No, it was just like, okay, this is a space where we have these discussions. We can have fun with it. We can make it into something that was interesting for the viewers. At the same time, you're learning more about, what people believe and what people stand on and
Bro, I
what,
learned a
you know what
lot
I'm saying?
about the Bible. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I
yeah, because
learned shit about the
I
Bible.
didn't
I
know.
ain't never
Yeah, I didn't know what a mamzer was. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know none of that in
none
season
of that
one.
shit.
You
Yeah,
know what
none
I'm
of that.
saying?
I definitely learned a lot. And you know what's even more interesting, Solar, is that people have to go to other platforms to talk the bullshit that they talk because they don't want anybody that really know what happened to implicate them on what niggas did, right? And the point that I'm making is, let's talk about season 2 with the peer vote. The peer vote was one of the most destructive fucking things that existed during season 2. And the reason why is because as much as these niggas want to tell you that the judges rigged the debate, remember, this is only the second season that we had the point system. Only the second.
Right.
Up until season 3, debaters were actually involved in the judging process. Up until
Mhm.
so that means that the wins and losses that niggas got, debaters had a hand in that because the peers vote was a PowerPoint.
Mhm.
And so when we look back at why ain't no more peers vote? Well, niggas couldn't keep it real. Period. So to all of y'all that's like, y'all didn't heard about that league, the judges, ask the debaters how they moved when they were involved in the judging system. It was terrible. It was only you only voted for friends or people you fucked with. I've seen terrible debates,
Mhm.
terrible debates, but because they was bigging up the Bible, they voted for the Bible person. Because they was bigging up, you know what I'm saying, the concept of God, they voted for the person that was talking about God. Because it was only are you in my clique and do I agree with you?
Right, right. But dig the
And it
move though. This is what something where I don't want to cut your bill, but this is something that I seen with the peers vote. Like it was a few debaters that wasn't active debating. I was calling them like, yo, you gotta set up some debates, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was good. Like you know what I mean? But when their particular guy or their particular perspective, debated somebody else that they didn't like, they became a debater then to call in and say that they vote for that person. You know what I'm saying?
but
That's
niggas
the
won't
type of
answer the
stuff was
phone
going
to
on.
set up a debate.
Yeah, won't answer the phone to set up a debate, but then they call in. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just to vote against somebody that they don't like. This is the type of stuff that was going on. But go ahead.
Well, in because it's always this big narrative about whether or not like it's the judging system. You niggas used to be a part of the judging system. Y'all proved that y'all can't be a part of the judging system because y'all don't give a fuck about judging fairly. Y'all wanted the people that you agreed with to win. That's the reality of why ain't no more peer vote. So as much as niggas complaining about the judging system, it was your fault, people. The niggas that's complaining, you were a part of the problem. Ain't nobody trying to hear no more of that. Like, nah, y'all gotta fit. No, it was you when you, like, bro, because you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. Motherfuckers talking about where we should be. The reason why we not where we need to be is because we spent too much time investing in the people that quit, bigging up the people that quit, putting on the people that quit, making promos and paying respects and doing interviews with niggas that quit multiple times. The only people that's left in the league are niggas that have never quit. Ever. That's the only people that's left. This ain't the first time we had to deal with either Anonymous leaving or Chris leaving or this person leaving or that person. It's not the first time that happened. And then we know that when this nigga quit, everybody that's associated with that nigga gonna quit. The only person in the only person that never fell into I'ma move how the niggas I fuck with move is Minister Howe. Shout out to Minister Howe. It's been two exoduses that took place. Minister Howland had nothing to do with neither one of them hoes. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. But y'all, at the end of the day, though, we celebrated. Me and Madon got our topic, and I'm about to kick his ass. We got our date, so we getting right back into the playoffs, man. Ask JJ 7000 when the next time. Like, who's the champion,
Yeah, he just called me today, by the way.
bro? And that's another. You ain't got no reason. You ain't got no reason. Like we ain't and that's the thing. Like y'all gotta understand. Solomon is a man of the people. He the man of the people. Solomon is a grassroots nigga. Let's build. Let's build. Let's create some shit from the bottom up. Grassroots. That's the type of nigga Solomon is. So niggas that ain't got a big name, niggas that don't have a big following, niggas like, yeah, come fuck with us. Like, yeah, we can get it in. That shit don't matter. Let's build. But the problem with that is like these niggas ain't trying to build. They just looking for another place to get attention. They just looking for another place for them to get their shit off. To see if they could get an audience over here. To see if they. How many times have niggas tried to work with the other debate leagues, the Swords, the JJ7, the Lions Den? How many times have niggas tried to work with them? And it's we like, okay, let's finish our season, let's build some shit in the off season, and then we can see what season 5 look like. We can't even the talks don't even make it through the off season because niggas' egos is so bent out of shape for no reason because these other debate leagues on YouTube haven't done anything. They have who is your MVP? Who is your most improved? What niggas have you know what I'm saying? Or what key debates do y'all have? I don't see it. I'm subscribed to these people. They ain't got nobody has shit cracking right now, other than what they've already been doing. Bible streams beefing with Sinetta. Man, and let me say this, and because I know you and Sinetta, y'all got y'all, you know what I'm saying, whatever that is. Keep that shit like for everybody else though. Keep that shit away from SVDL. Because to be honest, niggas that came over here talking shit about Sinetta platform only did so because they couldn't get on that nigga shit. If we keeping it a stack. Niggas only can. So if you bring in your Sarnetta bullshit, your Sarnetta beef, your conscious community beef over here, it's not welcome. Now, if you want to debate certain shit that happened in the conscious community, cool, let's do it. But if niggas like the sitting around talking about what other niggas is doing on other channels and doing like nobody give a fuck about that shit no more. Take it to them. Go in they chat, tell them you want the link, and then beef with them on they shit. We not giving up the platform for niggas to come on here and beef with other niggas and then disappear. Like you seen, like when the first time Black Jesus Minister got kicked off of Sinetta shit, where's the first place he ended up? Let me talk my shit over here on SVDL. All these other like, where do they end up? I want to do a stream on Yara, doing a stream on the booty house. I think he called it the booty house too. He called it the gay something. All them niggas called that shit gay, the gay Kemet shit. All them niggas said something had to do with Sinetta with some gay shit, and now all of them sitting over there. Yeah, respect to you, Sinetta. And again, this ain't talking shit about Sinetta. It's talking shit about these niggas. It's talking shit about these niggas. Show that you can build something outside of who platform you talking shit about. Niggas need to show that they can create something outside of let me tell you who you shouldn't fuck with. That'll be impressive. Y'all want to make SVDL look bad? Y'all really want to make SVDL look bad? Create a debate league and make it last for 5 seasons, and develop your audience within 5 seasons, and do what you do. That's the only way y'all gonna make us look bad. Cause ain't none of y'all for real like got the clout, got the name, got the recognition, or any of that shit for really any of this this conversation to be relevant. Like even SVDL, we can't build talking shit about the niggas that left because don't nobody know who the fuck they are except us and the people that watch us and them. We don't get nothing out of that. We're not about to get to, 1,000, viewers in the live, or 1,500 viewers in the live because I'm talking shit about somebody who don't like our judging system. It's just not gonna work. There's not enough people who give a fuck about the people that's saying that shit. To be honest, niggas came over here because they really didn't have a following like that. What the fuck make you think that us beefing with you or you beefing with us is then gonna develop the type of following that motherfuckers want? It's not gonna work like that. Like, and really, the man only reason I'm really having this conversation because I was inspired because I keep hearing motherfuckers talking this shit, but it's like I'm Magic. I pulled up like Magic, rookie year, highest paid contract for a rookie in the history of the NBA at that time, to a Lakers franchise whose popularity was in the shitter in LA, Tinseltown. And that Magic Johnson and his beef with Larry Bird redefined the identity of the NBA. Showtime Lakers redefined the identity of the NBA. And the reality of it, we ain't had no, you know what I'm saying? We ain't had enough Showtime level niggas, to be for real. It ain't been enough ain't been enough niggas with the pizzazz. Like you said, you got one or two niggas here or there who got the charisma, who got the spark, but they didn't want to hone their craft. They didn't want to get good. They rather have people in the chat kissing their ass and sending cash apps.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. Yeah, it takes people that's going to be committed to the idea, and even in certain situations, um, understanding that this is a developing thing. Because I was very understanding to the debaters and their perspectives. We invited all different types of perspectives. Over here, and we opened the door for different personalities that stood emphatically on their belief system. But I think that once again, it was just something that uh, they couldn't handle. They couldn't handle, being judged. And I understood that going into it. And that's why I was able to, okay, I quickly, because I already knew it. I just said, I got to just identify the problem and make an attempt to solve it. So this is the beginning of the rule book. And this is why rules are developed, because there's a problem that's identified. And then, okay, this is how we're going to solve that to prevent that from happening again. Um, so, and on the other end, rules is supposed to be okay. This is going to be something that helps direct us into what we're expecting, what the person that's creating this is expecting from the debaters. This is about, and this is like, once again, you quit in the league or whatever. This is something that I do recreationally. Doesn't have an impact on my career, on what I'm doing, or even how I'm making money. In fact, I put more money out than I is getting back. It's not, something that is like any incentive as to why that I would try to, fuck you over. No, I'm just trying to run a debate league, and
It's
I
like,
wanted
so
to.
niggas is really trying to act like motherfuckers is getting fucked over with 30 people watching.
Yeah. It's like, what I mean? Like, so understand the idea, and what it could become, and how you could be a part of developing something. You know what I'm saying? When you developing something, yeah, there's gonna be bumps in the road. It's gonna be the bumps in the road. So a lot of y'all, and um, a lot of y'all needed to be a part of, like, and that's why it's like a grooming thing with people, period, from the time they're children, to be involved in whether it's little league or it's Girl Scouts or whatever, what I mean? Because the thing is to train you to, like, yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. There's going to be times where you're going to want to quit. But if you got a goal that you want to achieve, you're going to stay in for the long run. Now, with that being said, these are people, individuals that were successful in the debate league. You can't talk about the judges if you won the championship.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers won a championship and talking about the judges and shit.
Yeah.
Niggas won MVP and was talking about the judges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
niggas won trophies. They was the main ones talking about the fucking judges. You know who don't talk about the judges? Madon Kemet. He never won a trophy. He didn't win a
True.
trophy.
True. KOT. He don't talk about the
KOT.
judges.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Rabbi Lewis.
Yeah. So it's just like people like, oh yeah, the judging. Those be the ones that won probably, a good portion of the trophies.
Yep.
So obviously, it was just an idea that was kind of too big to be put in that particular sector. But let's move that. We gotta, take it and put it here. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the green area. We want to be in the fertile area because this thing is like, and trust me, I've been in this circle for years. And you'll never even do what I did in that particular circle. You'll never accomplish what I have accomplished in that particular circle. You'll never be able to do the shit that I did. So I understand what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But this is something different here. You know what I'm saying? This is something new. This is something that's going to take committed people. This is going to be something that, because we want to be given. We don't want to just take. Be given. You know what I'm saying? This is building. Understand the idea, and what is required to grow, So the whole thing is just, crazy, but it's a learning experience at the same time. What makes greatness, you know, what Domo said was talking about Magic Johnson. People will say, well, yeah, Steph Curry, they say stuff like, no, he's the prototype of what eventually became these other players. They took and built off of what was established by this man. He's an icon. Nobody was
Right.
doing it like he was.
Right.
He didn't.
Right.
He didn't have nobody to mimic, and he didn't watch nobody. Oh yeah, I want to be like that. No, he was that.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, man, it's a talent thing, and I mean people could take it how they want to take it, but anybody that was a part of the league that left the league and got something to say about the state that the league is in now, look at yourself. Look at yourself. You have no impact. You have nothing productive. You have nothing that could be built on. You have no tools. It was no benefit. You was able to benefit the little bit of attention that you got from it, and now motherfuckers was able to move on. And move on we did. So, yeah, with that being said, man, I've already been on here longer than I
Mm-hmm.
expected to be. I had to get that out there, man. Again, this is the league. This is like the NBA. It's like URL, the rap battle league. It's a league takes time to establish to get the right talent. I mean, it's the same reason why Smack put niggas on contracts. If you a talent for us, you're not about to go water down, you know what I'm saying, your brand by going and battling on other leagues and losing. A league is only as good as the talent. And that means that if the niggas that the talent that's been around here, if we can't speak to what it is that you was able to contribute, how you was able to benefit. I mean, I ain't gonna say it ain't it's certain things that I'll say niggas had like niggas added, You feel me? And again, it was certain niggas really had potential to be able to contribute more, but that YouTube mindset, that YouTube nigga doctrine is too strong. It's too powerful, and niggas' egos get in the way. But with that being said, man, Damo versus Madan Komet playoffs. What day did we decide? It was
21st.
21st. That's in like 2.5 weeks. First round, we ready to go ahead and get this out the way. You know what I mean? Because I'm really, like I said, I'm trying to host up that championship, trying to get that bread, and really kind of, like I said, I'm the standard, the elite. I'm about to prove that. I'm gonna show y'all. I don't give a fuck if it's Madan Kemet, if it's Rabbi Lewis, if it's Skeen. I don't care. I'm gonna show y'all top level debating, high level scholarship, high level literature. And I'm gonna show why I'm the Magic Johnson of this shit. You niggas need to prove. Somebody need to prove that they could be a Larry Bird. That's it, man. I appreciate you for joining, Solar.
No doubt, no doubt.
Getting this dialogue in. I'm gonna dip off. And kind of go back into the weeds, go back into being a chat rat. I actually enjoy that a little bit more. But I definitely had to watching that winning time shit really got me thinking about how the direction that the league is going in. And yeah, man, I just have to hop on here real quick and do that. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close out and we'll holler at y'all.
Peace, peace, peace.